Some houses are just houses, bricks, wood, and memories of the families who lived there. But some houses carry something else, something sinister, something that lingers long after the lights go out. Welcome to 112 Ocean Avenue, better known as the Amityville Horror House, a place where tragedy struck and where, according to some, an evil force made itself at home.
This next picture that we're going to see
I think
was
this
taken
is an astonishing picture, in fact.
Yes, with infrared film.
Oh, yes.
And it's in the upstairs bedrooms. Just to the left there, you see what looks like a small boy's face looking out with bioluminescent eyes. This was the room of one of the young boys who was murdered there.
Isn't that eerie?
Now, a lot of people would say, well, is that the spirit of the young boy? No, it is not the spirit of the young boy, but it is a diabolical spirit with luminescent eyes that appears in that home to confuse the investigators.
You think that is an evil spirit, Ed?
Positively. Everything about this house was evil.
Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most infamous paranormal cases of all time, the Amityville Horror. A story filled with tragedy, terror, and controversy. But what really happened inside that house on 112 Ocean Avenue? Was it truly haunted? Or was it all a hoax? Let's uncover the chilling truth behind the legend. Our story begins on the night of November 13th, 1974. In the quiet town of Amityville, New York, 23-year-old Ronald DeFeo Jr. took a .35 caliber Marlin rifle and brutally murdered his entire family, his parents, Ronald Sr. and Louise, and his 4 siblings, Dawn, Allison, Mark, and John, while they slept in their beds. The crime was as shocking as it was mysterious. Every victim was found lying face down in their beds, with no signs of struggle or attempts to escape. The most puzzling aspect? No neighbors reported hearing gunshots, despite the rifle being high-powered and loud. Some theorists suggest that a suppressor was used, but no evidence of one was found. Others believe some kind of supernatural force kept the family immobilized as DeFeo carried out the killings. When questioned, DeFeo gave conflicting stories, first claiming the murders were the work of a mob hitman, before later confessing that he did it himself. He also claimed to have heard voices urging him to kill, fueling the theory that something dark was at work within the house. Was this just the mind of a deeply disturbed individual, or was an evil presence manipulating him? Just over a year later, in December 1975, newlyweds George and Kathy Lutz, along with their 3 children, moved into the house. They were thrilled to buy the home for a reduced price, due to its gruesome history. But what seemed like a dream home quickly turned into a nightmare. Within days of moving in, the Lutz family began experiencing terrifying and unexplained events. George Lutz, in particular, underwent a drastic transformation. He became obsessed with the fireplace, constantly feeling chilled no matter how warm the house was. Even more disturbingly, he found himself waking up at 3:15 a.m. every night, the exact time of the DeFeo murders. Kathy Lutz reported strange sensations, including being touched by an unseen force. At one point, she claimed to have levitated off her bed, and her body even bore strange welts afterward. The children spoke of seeing shadowy figures, and the family dog would constantly bark at unseen entities. Perhaps the most disturbing claims were the physical manifestations of supernatural energy. Green slime oozed from the walls, doors and windows slammed shut on their own, and eerie voices whispered in the dead of night. The Lutzes even described seeing a pig-like creature with red glowing eyes staring at them from outside their windows. Terrified, the family fled the house after just 28 days, leaving all their belongings behind. But what exactly had they encountered? Shortly after the Lutz family's escape, paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren were brought in to examine the house. Lorraine, a renowned clairvoyant, immediately felt an overwhelming dark presence upon entering the home. During their investigation, the Warrens conducted a seance in which Lorraine claimed to have encountered a demonic entity. The house, she said, wasn't just haunted. It was infested with a malevolent force that was far more dangerous than any ordinary ghost. One of the most famous pieces of evidence from their investigation is a chilling photograph taken inside the house. The image appears to show a ghostly figure of a boy peering from a doorway. Many believe this could be the spirit of one of the murdered DeFeo children. The Warrens warned that the house carried a dark energy and should never be lived in again. Despite the terrifying claims, skeptics argue that the Amityville Horror was a hoax. Critics point to inconsistencies in the Lutz's story and suggest that their experiences were exaggerated or entirely fabricated to sell their story for profit. One of the biggest points of contention is a statement made by William Weber, Ronald DeFeo's defense attorney. He later claimed that he and the Lutzes had fabricated the haunting over a few bottles of wine, hoping to profit from book and movie deals. This revelation casts serious doubt on the authenticity of their claims. However, George and Kathy Lutz always maintained that what they experienced was real, even under intense scrutiny. They passed multiple polygraph tests regarding their claims, and neither of them ever admitted to fabricating the story, even years later. So, was the Amityville haunting a clever scam? Or was there truly something dark lurking within the house? Regardless of whether one believes in the paranormal or not, the Amityville Horror has left an undeniable mark on pop culture. It has inspired countless books, documentaries, and a horror movie franchise that has captivated audiences for decades. Today, the house at 112 Ocean Avenue still stands, though its appearance has been altered to deter curious visitors. New owners have since lived there without reporting any paranormal disturbances. But even if the hauntings have stopped, the legend of Amityville endures. Whether fueled by supernatural forces or human imagination, the horrors that took place within that house will never be forgotten. So, what do you think? Was the Amityville house truly haunted, or was it just an elaborate hoax? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling stories. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.